United Nations is set to celebrate International Women's Day on the 8th of March under the theme DigitALL, Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality. The 2022 Global Gender Gap Index released by the World Economic Forum showed that South Africa's ranking in gender parity declined from 18 to number 20. ALX, the leading technology training provider in Africa, has formed a Women and Tech initiative that aims to transform the tech status quo and bridge the digital gender divide. To take this discussion further, we are now joined via Zoom by Vatiswa Gilivane, Recruitment and Community Specialist at ALX South Africa. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, Vatiswa. Now, looking at the theme, one automatically thinks STEM and the importance of encouraging, especially young girls and women, into this space. Are we doing enough, do you think, as a country, especially when we start looking at the inequalities that still exist in the tech space?
Thank you so much for the opportunity. We are definitely not doing enough, and we can do more. And that is one of the reasons we at ALX have decided to launch this initiative, because we want to be part of the movement of doers and change makers that are saying we are getting involved and we are actually doing something, to try and bridge this gender gap, especially in the tech space.
Now, talk to us about this initiative that you are speaking of. I'm particularly interested, we know that the initiatives that do exist where young women are trained and exposed to, sophisticated technology, but does that in the end translate to leadership roles, translates to them occupying that space?
So if I may quickly add to answer that, I'm going to start by saying, if you look at the stats in South Africa, women are, just under 51% of the population. And the women that actually take up roles in the tech space are less than 25%. What this means is that if you're looking at 1,000 jobs that come up in tech, less than 250 jobs are taken up by women. So that's one of, the big crying factors that made us look into this. And I think we decided to get involved because we want to bridge the gender gap, and we want to do it, from a grassroots level, because young people need to be exposed and given access to STEM subjects from an early age, so that by the time that they get to choosing their specialization after matric, they actually are aware and are well acquainted and are familiar with tech concepts.
So talk to us specifically about this this program and the kind of software you will be using, and also who qualifies.
All right. So the Women in Tech is a software engineering program powered and partnered by Holberton. We launched it on the 15th of February. That's the day that the applications opened, and they will be closing on the 15th of March, with the program starting to onboard and, on the 27th of March. So the criteria for participation is that you just need to be a female between the ages of 18 to 34, and you need to be originally from the continent of Africa, because we at ALX are focusing on empowering young people around the continent. So that is the main criteria, and you actually just need to be able to have access to a PC or a laptop, because it is very difficult to take part in the program using your mobile device, though we actually find some people do get to do that, but it is a bit of a challenge and a struggle. So that's really the entry criteria, Unati. Aside from the engineering program, we do have other tech programs that are currently running and open for applications, and that everyone can actually take part in. But for Women's Month, for International Women's Month and International Women's Day, we decided to launch this cohort exclusively to women so that we can motivate and inspire and empower more women to get involved in the tech space.
To what extent does your company, go out to especially rural areas? I mean, we know that the digital divide in this country is very wide, and it is actually quite shocking how many people are not exposed to some of the sophisticated technology that is out there. To what extent does your company then go out there and make sure that you do find not only the right candidates, but those that would not ordinarily be exposed to such sophistication?
So as the recruitment and activation specialist for South Africa, my role is to do exactly that, just that. And I actually come from the rural outskirts of the Transkei, so I know exactly what kind of, how the young people in the rural areas, and actually even in townships of South Africa, are missing out because our schools are not equipped with, the right equipment when it comes to offering STEM projects to young people. So we do road shows, Unati, and we go and we do in-person physical activations, and we recruit young people. We inform them about what the programs offer, what the opportunities for employment can be and could be once they graduate and get their certification, and how it can be used, or the programs can be used to either pivot a career they're already in, or to upskill if they want to change the direction of their career. So we actually embark on roadshows and in-person activations. We partner with NGOs, we partner with universities and offer these programs to alumni as well. So we do quite a bit to try and make sure that the message and the opportunity and access is given to, the people and the young people that are usually forgotten.
Vatiswa, thank you so much for your time. Let's leave it there for now. Vatiswa Gilivane, Recruitment and Community Specialist at ALX South Africa.